I'll wait till you're done. Okay. Hello. Welcome to my channel, and this is where the stones have a story to tell. The where is Foxborough, Massachusetts in Gilbert Hills State Forest. Although technically we're on town land right now, some of the forest surrounding the state forest. The stories are the stone structures left behind hundreds, thousands of years ago by Native Americans who inhabited this place. We're in the last of our 4 episodes on prayer seats. As you can tell, I like prayer seats. And this last episode is about prayer seat variations, how the structures may differ from your typical prayer seat, and potentially why. So with that, let's take a look at our first prayer seat here. It and the next prayer seat have in common the interesting point of being V-shaped versus U-shaped. May sound like a small difference, but with the type of precision and dedication the builders took to create these, I think the shape difference has a purpose. And so let's see if we can pick that apart a little bit. Let's take a closer look. All right, as we approach the back of this prayer seat, you can see it's built way up here. So from where I'm standing to the top there, probably about 4 to 5 feet. The first characteristics here, or feature I want to bring your attention to, is the potential that this small little spot here is a niche. And the niches we did cover quite a bit in the dual prayer seat episodes, and we'll do its own dedicated episode next time. As we come up over the back of this, there are 3 features that really differentiate this prayer seat from what I would consider the normal prayer seat. One, it is V-shaped. It doesn't have a real U to it. You can see this right wall is a line in, the left wall a line in as well. The next free feature here, and if you can make it out in the video, is there's a depression all around this prayer seat. It sits down below the ground around it. In some of the works done by Mary and James Gage, they talk about portals, spirit portals, where shaman would bring or call spirits in and out of ceremonies. Well, one spirit portal type to the underworld is a depression in the ground. This is the only prayer seat I've seen in this forest that has a depression in the area in the seat itself. So I think that is an interesting feature. The last here is that stone right there on the exit. And I have not seen a stone except for the next prayer seat we're going to see, with a stone in its sort of exit orientation. This stone isn't just here for no reason. As we take a look at the Sunseeker app, I have it on the spring equinox. Spring and fall equinox have the same sunrise and sunset. But you can see in this orientation, this line here points directly to where the sun sets. Okay, so here we've got our first prayer seat variation, and the interesting aspects of this it is a V-shaped versus a typical U-shape. It has a depression that comes down, I would say, about 2 feet down in a bowl right in the center here, and it all faces right out to sunset in the equinox. And you can even see that this stone it's not just here, but it has been carved. And we're going to see other stones like this where almost a 90-degree angle has been created along the line of a solar event, equinox or solstice. All right, on to our next site. All right, this is a photograph of a prayer sheet I took some time ago. A tree has come down on the spot, so it makes it a little difficult to video. But we can go from the photograph here. You can see on the right and left side the lines of a prayer sheet coming in V-shaped, not U-shaped. And what is interesting about this particular image is the triangular stone in the center, as if it is a stone sitting in the prayer seat. In some of the research I've done, I've come across references to stones being used as stand-ins or in lieu of spirits or embodiments of spirits or even people in some cases. So is it possible that this is a V-shaped prayer seat with a stone inside of the prayer seat intended to embody a spirit or a person? Possibly, but this is certainly a variation on the prayer seat theme. The next prayer seat we're going to see is different. It is a typical U-shaped prayer seat with a bit of a twist. What does it say, Tell? Tell you standing on the back side of what I think could be a prayer seat with some variation. It also could be an enclosure. We'll cover that in a second, but this is the back side. We've seen boulders, embedded boulders be the back side of prayer seats. We see this left arm coming out this way. It's fairly well built up. You can see a rock pushing into this one, holding all of that up. Smaller rocks in here. To the right side, from the rear, you see the right arm. Come on, Tom. Come on down. Right arm coming out here and continuing on with this large stone occluding what could be the seat itself here. Again, this could be an enclosure of some sort, so definitely open to comments and debate on this. But when I first saw this, I really saw clean right arm, left arm, back, a seat, and this does not appear to have just fallen off the prayer seat like we've seen in other instances. This rock is big and it is totally embedded, and also has little rocks along the front of it. So this is either an example of an occluded, modified prayer seat. Never really heard of such a thing, but this area here really does look like a seat, and or it could be really a partial enclosure. Enclosures are something we will cover. Until he's excited about enclosures. We will cover in another episode. All right. One interesting aspect of this seat with its modification or its occlusion or an arm of it as an enclosure is its orientation specifically to the winter solstice. So this angle is sunrise at the winter solstice. So the back of this would be facing directly to sunrise. As the day proceeds, sunset is exactly at the angle of the exit, including this stone right here. So the stone that closes this in creates the angle focusing on sunset on the winter solstice. That's an intriguing structure. I haven't run into one with that type of dual orientation for the winter solstice yet. It seems to be pretty unique. So whether this is a variation of a prayer seat or an enclosure, it definitely seems to have an orientation to both sunrise and sunset on the winter solstice. All right. In our next couple episodes, we're going to be getting into niches. We'll do a walkthrough on the forest map and show you all of the spots that I have marked as objects of interest out here. And then we'll move on to effigies. Until next time, thanks for watching.